everybody, welcome. I'm Jenn Jenn, and today we are going to do a whip and chat. I am working on Nefertiti. Yes, this is a whip, and I was working on it for the Not So Scary Fall Party hashtag. Well, it was hashtag Not So Scary Fall Party. Excuse me. And I didn't get to finish because I haven't had a very good weekend to start with. But anyway, so we are going to do this, and I'm just going to tell you what's been going on. And before we get started, I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining us. And those of you that are returning, welcome back. And if you're new and just coming to see me for the very first time, welcome, and I hope that you'll return. So, we're going to get started. I'm going to tell you what's been going on over here in the Wall household. Not a whole lot. I'll tell you that much now. Let's see. Last week, you will hear background noise again. My little dude is back there playing a video game, and he's having the time of his life, and he's trying to relax since today was the first day of school. So he's kind of, relaxing and trying to, just uh, have some fun. But anyway, so let's see. This week I didn't really do. There really wasn't a whole lot going on. I just mainly tried to do my training. I train. As you guys know, I'm still in training for my job for health and life insurance, and I'm going to hopefully take the second part of the test or the part that I didn't pass um, tomorrow, or schedule it. Let's put it that way, and then go from there. But I'm kind of training now. It's been a very long process. It's crazy, let me tell you. But it's I enjoy it, and it keeps me busy. And so when I'm on Zoom, sometimes I'm sitting there working and doing what I need to do for that, and uh all that good junk. And then I had to go and help go to Justin and Sky's schools to get the laptop for little dude, and then go get the laptop, or go get Justin's transcripts because he needs to get his ID tomorrow. And then, really, just really not a whole lot to go do this week because it was awfully hot outside last week, where it was awful. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to stay inside. I'm not going to do a whole lot. And there really wasn't a whole lot of places to go. And you will hear my kids again. I apologize. My son Justin is talking in the background, so bear with me. Um, so yeah, we it's been kind of quiet around here, and so Wednesday, was it Wednesday? No, yeah, Wednesday. I started getting really, really annoyed, and I couldn't figure out why. And I was really like, I just didn't. When I get that way, I don't want to be around anybody, and I just decided Wednesday night that I was going to take a day and just kind of, you know, have a me day, and then just, try to get myself together because I uh I think part of it was I was stressing because of little dude's school, and just trying to make sure that I had everything right and ready for him. And all that good stuff. And finally, we got everything right. And then we had another hurdle to jump because I went to get him logged in. Well, before I could get him logged into the computer, his laptop, from school, that we got an email telling us that he the the board of ed had the website that he needs to use for school blocked. And I was like, "Are you serious right now?" And I was like, "Okay." And I told Sky, I said, "Look, I said you can use my laptop until they figure out what's going on." So he used my laptop today, and I asked the teacher today that his health teacher today, what did she know when this was going to be resolved or whatever. And she says, "I don't know, but I can find out." And she says it'd probably be a couple of days at least. And I said, "Well, it's not a big deal." I said, "I just want to make sure because I use my laptop for work, and I just didn't want there to be some kind of conflict with his school schedule. And then something, I have a meeting or something on Zoom at the same exact time and so forth." And she's like, "Oh, I fully understand that." So yeah, we that was the one hurdle that we had to deal with. And it was it's not I have to say, I really thought it was going to be worse than what I thought it was going to be. It's not that bad. uh I We got on this morning and looked at the website, and because he didn't have a class until like 1:30, and it says that he has to be logged in at 9 o'clock. Well, let me tell you something. This child was up at 7 o'clock this morning, ready to get on and do what he needed to do. And so we did. We got on, and we went through and explored the site, trying to get an idea of, where stuff was that he would possibly need. And then he comes to me and he says, "Mom," I said, "What?" He says, "I don't have any classes this morning." And I said, "Well, yeah, I knew that." And then he looks again. The subject, the subject, the schedule that they gave us is completely different to the one that's on the website. Now, it says at the bottom, this is the schedule that he needs to follow, not the one that he got sent. So I told him, I said, "This is the one that you're going to follow. Whatever they told you and the one that I received is not the same." And he was like, "Okay." So we went looking, and he was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "What?" And he says, "I've got 3 classes in one day." And I'm like, "Okay." And the good thing about it too is he doesn't have to be on Zoom all day long. He has to be on the computer all day long doing classwork, but he doesn't have to be on Zoom all day long like he was last year. All he has to do is, like tomorrow, he has to get on for um, one of his classes, or I think he has 2 tomorrow, but he has to get on to the live Zoom with the teachers for both classes at whatever time, and then do whatever. And then the rest of the time he will be doing classwork, whatever they call it, asynchronous. And so that's what he'll be doing. And so he likes his health teacher. He's got teachers that are from all over. His health teacher is from here and from our county, but his other teachers, he has one that's from South Dakota. He has another one that's from um, Florida. There's another one, I can't remember where that one's from. And then they're from all over, basically, all over the United States. And I think he has one that's from Washington too. So it's kind of cool. And he kind of thought, like, likes that idea, and he was like, oh, cool. And so, and he had to write a paragraph. Well, we couldn't figure out. Now, this is funny. I know I should know this by now, right? We couldn't figure out how to send it because there really wasn't a way to send it, and they weren't specific in the directions of writing the paragraph. The only directions that were specific, excuse me, was him writing this paragraph telling his teachers about himself, and then sending it. And it had to be like, at least 4-5 sentences at the most. What they weren't specific in was telling him where to send it. And so he was like, am I going to get in trouble? And I mean, it wasn't, you know, it, it wasn't an assignment. It was like extra credit. And I told him, I said, well, no, I don't think so. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to come out and find out where you need to send it and ask them. Well, she never really said anything. They never seemed to, I mean, she didn't seem to really be worried about it. And I told him, I said, well, you know, just send it. And she, didn't seem to be worried about it. They kind of, got to know each other, and he got to know all of his classmates in the Zoom today. So it was, he had fun. She showed him how to do a couple of different things. And the funny part about this whole thing was, and y'all are going to laugh because you're going to think I totally lost my brain, and I almost did because it was funny. They tell you at the top, there's like at the top of the web page, there's like a little banner that tells you your live session with whatever subject and whatever teacher is getting ready to start. And they give you 15 minutes to get into the session. So he gets in there. Well, all of a sudden I hear this music, and I swear to God, it was like elevator music. And I thought, how in the world are we supposed to get rid of this? Well, we couldn't figure it out. And he's walking around with his hands over his ears, and he's going, Mom, this is annoying. And I'm like, y'all think? And we couldn't figure it out. So she gets in the classroom. She gets into the Zoom classroom, and we're talking. And I'm standing there, and I'm sitting there trying to figure this out. And I changed his name, and because it had my name on the camera, and I look at her and I said, I do apologize. First of all, I didn't change his name. Secondly, can you please tell me how to get rid of this sound? It is very annoying. And she was laughing, and she says, I'm getting ready to tell everybody what to do. So I did, and she, basically told him to exit the website. Well, he just looks at me and he goes, duh. And I'm like, yeah, duh. Because it was one of those dumb moments I would have never known. And I just started laughing, and I said, I apologize for interrupting. I said, I wouldn't have interrupted if I didn't know any better. She said, no, it's okay. She said that they don't tell you these things. And I said, yeah, I get it. So apparently whenever that happens, he goes into the Zoom room, he'll have to exit out of the browser completely. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I wish I was smart enough to figure that out. And she says, well, they don't really tell you those things. And I said, well, I would have thought. And I said, and they didn't explain that in the orientation. So I just assumed that, So he went on, and he comes back, and he's sitting there, and I'm sitting there listening to a book, and he turns around and he looks at me and he says, "Mom." I said, "What?" He says, "I really like this." And I said, "Good." I said, let's let's make this work, because now I'm going to tell you, the program that he's with is an actual homeschool program, and I did not know this. And so, but because of, I guess because of the pandemic and all the, everybody's trying to, get back into everything and get back into some kind of, routine or whatever. There are still, I guess, parents that are still like me, that, are kind of a little paranoid about their kids going out. And so they are, and if you see a little black dot, it's a gnat flying around here. We have serious issues with these freaking fruit flies, and they're driving me insane. So she was really, really good about everything. And but like I said, it's an actual homeschool program. I researched it, and it's really, really good program. So he's, if he does really well this year, or this semester, he gets to stay into the program. If not, he has to go to actual school. And he just looks at me like, "I don't want to go back to school." And I'm like, "Well, honey, I don't really know what to tell you. You just go with it." So he looked at me and he says, "I'm making a goal for myself." And I said, "Okay." And he says, "I want to do better this year." And I said, "Okay." I mean, not that he did bad last year, but, he doesn't want to get, he wants to keep his grade the way it is, and he wants to make sure, that he can do this all year. And I was like, "Okay. I mean, that's up to you." I mean, I said, "But you need to let mommy decide this too." So he's he's enjoying it. I thought I was going to be stressing. I did stress a little bit, but it's just because he had me stressed. Let me tell you, um, all weekend, off and on, he's been kind of paranoid about it. He's like, "Mom," I'm like, "What? Am I gonna get in trouble if I don't, get into the classroom at a certain time?" And I'm like, "Son, why are you stressing about this?" And I said, "I know what time you have to be there. It's not, you're not going to get in trouble." And he's like, "So do I have to stay on there every day?" And I was like, "You have to be on there from 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock." And he just looks at me and he goes, "Okay." So he gets it. And like I know I've mentioned this before, he doesn't like being in front of a camera. He can't stand it. Last year, he kept the camera off. And I told him, I said, "You can't do that this year." And I said, "It says in the email that was sent to mommy that you have to keep your camera on to participate. It's not um it's not an option for the camera to be off." And he just looked at me going, "But I don't like being on the camera." And I'm like, "I know you don't." I said, "But, So, he's been pretty, he's been nervous. He doesn't seem so nervous now. I think he's relaxed because he's back there now, playing a video game, and, kind of trying to, you know, just have some fun, because we didn't have a whole lot of fun this weekend. We usually do, but I was in the 24-hour DP along, and we had a little family emergency here. Well, not family emergency. It was an emergency in my building, but my neighbor downstairs. Now, before I tell you what happened, she has a habit. Now, I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if she, realizes what she's doing. I don't know what goes through her mind or whatever. The first time this happened, I had no clue. But when she lights when she uses the gas stove in the kitchen, I guess she doesn't turn it all the way off, because when you don't turn it all the way off, it doesn't, the gas still comes, flows out. So I was sitting here at Zoom on Sunday, and I wasn't feeling great. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought, okay, my stomach hurts. I feel like I'm going to vomit. My head was hurting. I just didn't feel good. A couple of the ladies, asked me, "Have you eaten?" Yeah, I ate. It wasn't even that. I thought I was getting a really bad migraine, and I thought I was gonna just where I get them, and I makes me sick. So I go to lay down, and I come back out after an hour, and I'm sitting here, and I just don't feel good. I can just feel it. I don't know how else to describe it. And my son got me slushy, icy, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that was going to make me feel better, because usually when I drink, something like that, with crushed ice in it, I'm okay. Well, I just kept getting worse. So I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, little dude comes out, and he says, "Mom, Eric's calling you," which is my oldest son. And I'm like, why is he calling me? What does he want? And because he doesn't usually call me unless, he needs, to ask me a question, or, whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, or something's wrong. I thought, what is wrong? So I get on the phone, and all of a sudden he says to me, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm talking to you on the phone, aren't I? "Yeah, but are you okay?" "Yes." "Why? What's going on?" And he gets sarcastic with me. He says, "What do you mean, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Eric, what is the problem?" And he says, "Are you okay?" Well, by that time he asked me again. I turn around and I look out the window. There's fire trucks everywhere in my apartment complex building, or in the parking lot. And I'm like, what in the world? So I said, "Let me call you back." So I hung up. I tell, all the ladies in Zoom that I'll be right back. I think there's something going on. I need to find out if I need to leave the building. And if I do, I'll come back up and tell y'all bye or whatever. So I go, and I get down there, and I smell the smell. Now, I have never smelled gas before. I don't know what it is. I never in my life have ever, and I just broke a fingernail. And I've never gone through that. And so, and I wouldn't know what it smells like if you asked me. So I'm like, okay, what in the world? So I I make a phone call, and the anyway, long story short, they show up, and he's like, the firefighters are looking at me, and they're like, "Is she here?" I'm like, "I don't know if she's here." I said, "I haven't seen her." And I said, "But let me check." So I went out into the parking lot. Look, she wasn't there. And so they went in through one of her windows to find out what was going on. Come to find out, not only did she have, I guess, leave the burner on or something. I don't know exactly what she did, but she had incense burning. And I guess, the scent, the smell was just really, I don't know, disgusting. I don't know. But I could, whatever it was, I could smell it. And I, get back up here and I tell everybody, that we're okay and find it. And I didn't know about the gas smell until today. And so, they were like, maybe that's why you don't feel well. And I said, I think so. I don't know what the heck is going on. But the bad part about all this was, besides only not like that, my blood pressure was going. I mean, I felt like my heart was racing a mile a minute, and I ended up having to get one of the firefighters to just very quickly with uh whatever to check my heart rate and my oxygen to make sure I was okay. And good thing was I was okay. He said, your heart's racing a little bit, but you should be okay. And he said the headache could be, from the smell. And I thought, okay. Now, mind you, I've never had that much adrenaline running through my body in my whole life. It is not the. It is not a great feel. I mean, granted, okay, when you're when you're running on adrenaline, it's okay. You don't really feel anything. And at that point in time, I really didn't care about anything but getting my kids out if necessary. And so when I got back up here, I started, I just, I don't know how to explain it. But so I'm sitting here and I'm just all shaky, and I can feel myself coming down from this adrenaline high. And let me tell you, it is not the greatest feeling in the world. It sucks, I'm telling you. And I really, 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 it's not a good feeling. And I tried really, really hard to ignore it because I was, sitting here, trying to take my mind off of it and trying to have fun with all the ladies in the Zoom. And I just, it just, obviously it didn't work. And I ended up going to bed. And finally, yesterday I did get up, and I could tell that I still wasn't right. And I was just laying here. I was just sitting there while we were in Zoom yesterday, and I'm just thinking, I don't know. I felt like death warmed over, and I had every intentions of doing more diamond painting yesterday, and I just didn't. It was just like I just didn't care, and I was going to cross stitch also, and I even started cross stitching a little bit, and I was just really, really tired, and everybody kept saying you're coming down from the adrenaline high, and I'm like, oh my god. So I went back to bed and went back to sleep, and kind of I slept for about an excuse me, I slept for about an hour, and then came back, came back out and sat and chatted with other people. And I think part of that too was I noticed too yesterday and last night I started getting depressed, and I don't know if that had anything to do with the me coming down from that mess. I don't know, but it did not feel, I just didn't feel like myself yesterday. I was just like, I don't even, I just didn't feel it. I don't know how else to describe it. And I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna just sit here, let everybody do whatever they wanted. And anytime there was a subject in Zoom, I kind of made a fool of myself. So anybody that was in Zoom that is watching, I do apologize. I didn't mean to make a fool of myself. If I did, I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to get myself out of a funk. And it didn't always work, but I tried. So, yeah. So it was just one of those things that I don't know. I get like that sometimes, and I make a complete total idiot of myself. And I don't mean to, but I do. So, but yeah, it this weekend was okay until that, and it was not something that I want to live through. Little dude was scared. Little dude was, kind of in tears, crying, and he didn't. He's ended up sleeping with me that night, and which I can't say I blame him. And he was worried about me because he could practically see my body shaking, and but he just didn't want to be in his room. He just said, "No, I don't want to, Mom. I don't know." And I said, "Well, you don't have to. I'm not going to make you, and you can come sleep in there." And of course, he's laying on my hip bone, and that didn't feel very good. And top it all off, and I'm like, "Oh my God, seriously." So yeah, and so, but then now the funny part of the whole thing, okay? Some of you may know who Kaya is. Kaya Rose, she is otherwise known as Amanda Mayer. And she has been a subscriber of mine from, good grief, I think day one. And so Kaya bought two happy planners about, oh my gosh, a couple weeks ago. I maybe a little over a month. I can't even remember. And we've been trying to talk her mom into buying one. Well, we got her to buy one. And I get blamed by Kaya for her buying hers. Well, I I turned around and I said, "You're not blaming me for your mom. Sorry." So she didn't. She ended up buying it for, I think she bought it for her. I'm not sure. But anyway, she has it now. And now, oh my gosh, it's like there's this rabbit hole of people buying happy planners I've never seen in my life. She wasn't the only one. There was a couple other people. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So now the new happy planners are coming out the 9th. And I am going to go snatch one up really quickly because I need one. I know I have three of them right now, and you just wouldn't believe. I will show them on my next plan with me, and which I am not intentionally not doing. I yesterday I totally forgot that it was Monday. I know, right? Really? You would think it was. You would think I could remember. Oh yeah, it's Labor Day, but it's Monday. I really truly did not even. It didn't even phase me, and I did. It wasn't intentional. It was just like, oh yeah, and I'm even going to start the true crime back up because it's not that. It's just like I don't know what my deal is lately. I don't know if it's because I'm losing my um creativity or what. I have no idea. But so my next plan with me, I'll show you all my planners and what I did with them and so forth. Um but let's see. Let's see what else has been happening. I wrote everything down because if I don't, I will forget. Um let's see. Oh, I think I told everybody last week I started a blog. I have a cross stitch blog which I haven't done anything with, and I started working on that again too. I have started a reading blog, and I've started doing reviews for books. And so I have the blog. Both blogs are up on the banner of my channel. And you can look at, you can view, you can watch, no, yeah, you can look at, bleh. You can go visit both sites on, you just have to click the links. And, so I have posted two reviews already. I am getting ready to do the third one. like I would have had it done this weekend, but the way I felt for the for 6 days, I just didn't feel like doing diddly squat. So forgive me. Um, the first two are ones that I've already read, and the next one is um, one that I'm getting ready to finish now. It's not a book I'm listening to, but it's a book that I am reading, and I get to use my Kindle again. So it feels really good to use my Kindle again. And this is a new adventure for me. I'm enjoying it. I haven't done anything today because I have been still fighting this stupid headache. I think now I know. I started getting a headache yesterday too, and I don't know what it is. My eyes were bothering me today, so I took a cold rag and put it over my head. So I don't know, but it's been pretty good, and I'm excited. I know I don't sound like I'm excited. I'm tired, guys. It's this. I don't know if I'm just exhausted. I don't know what my problem is. I really, really don't. I'm trying to get out of my little itty bitty funk. I promise. It's it is what it is, and it's I'll be alright. But so now this diamond painting, I this diamond painting was intentionally meant for true crime, and I have decided, whoops, I decided that I was going to do it for the not so scary fall party. But the one that I was working on that was going to be on Wip and Chats is hanging up above on the wall in front of me, and I got irritated with it. I'm going to be honest. Got irritated with it because it's double-sided adhesive. And it's been a while since I worked on double-sided adhesive. Now, mind you, okay, whatever. And it's one of the very first paintings I ever bought. But, that's, not a really good reason why. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm spoiled with the poured glue or what the deal is. But I never realized the difference until now. And I was getting really frustrated. And not only that, I haven't even finished kitting it up. And I felt kind of weird doing a Whip and Chat when I hadn't even finished kitting it up. And I said, people are going to think, there's something wrong with me if I can't even do a Whip and Chat when it's fully kitted up. So I put it aside, but not because of that. I just put it aside because I got really, really irritated with the double-sided adhesive. But it is what it is, and, So I will be working on that one again. I just haven't decided which one I'm going to use it for. If I'm going to use it for true crime or for my Whip and Chat. I'm thinking after I do this, I will pull Scorpio back out. It's calling to me. It's sitting over there on the wall, waiting patiently, and it just keeps looking at me. And I want to get that one done because I want to get it hung up. So I'll figure it out. I don't know yet, but see what else has been going on. I don't want to sit here and bore you because I'm trying to figure out stitching wise. Like I said, I haven't done a whole lot of stitching. I did 200 stitches yesterday, and that was about it. And I was just like, I don't know if my stitching bug has gone bye-bye. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. But I am kind of, just, I'll see what happens. I'll try to stitch tomorrow. I might feel better while he's after I get some more sleep and try to go to sleep tonight and see what happens and try not to go to sleep too late because I think that's partly my problem too. But we'll see. Da 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 dum da dum dum dum. Hmm. I did change my nail color. I know it's really early. It's called Made in Milan, I think. I can't remember. But I've never had a color like this on my hands. But I really like it. I think I'm going to order this color again from Color Street. I really like this. But we'll see. So that is really it. My gosh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's going on or will be going on. There's a lot of events going on. A lot of them that I won't be able to participate in just because I don't have the themes that they want. I don't have any, I don't know. I don't have any themes. I know there's a Halloween one coming up, the Drills and Chills, and I don't a have one for that. The Christmas ones, I know the one that Lizzie's World of Gems and I are going to do is coming up in November on November the 1st. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's the check-alongs. I'm not sure when that starts. I usually write this stuff down, but I didn't. Let's see. I think that's it for this. I really do. I can't remember much of anything else, and I feel bad because I usually go an hour. Let's see. That's really it, guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if there are any questions, comments, please feel free to comment below. Thank you for watching, and have a great, great, great day.